stimulating. Mind experiment.
It's no sleep, baby.
Welcome, everybody, to No Sleep, the podcast. I am AJ Simmons, 130, your comedy team this evening, and I'm going to do a quick joke for you. All right. I don't know what's going on with my social media algorithm right now, but if you didn't know me and only saw what I was getting delivered ads-wise, you would definitely assume I'm a man covered in skin tags with a broken penis. And you'd be right.
We learned a lot about AJ today.
Literally all my ads, it's like the skin tag gun. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, yeah, I've got that one.
And then it's like dick pills.
Of course.
Hair plugs. I'm like, damn.
Algorithm does not think highly of me.
No.
I got problems.
I got big probs. We have a very special co-host this evening, Mr. Danny T.
What up? I am sitting in place of Toe McGrain.
Can you even tell the difference?
Hey, let me complain a little bit. I hate my job. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I got to take my hat off and brush my hair. Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Got him.
So, yeah, Danny T, I guess I know the routine now. It is now, I think, my 5th appearance on No Sleep.
Nice.
Nice. I appreciate the love. So, I got a joke. So, my joke is more of a realization more than anything else. We all have parents.
True.
And I want you guys to take a moment. Think about your parents. Think about your sweet mom. Think about your dad. Now think about them fucking. Think about that. You have to. And some people's like, I can't do that. It's traumatizing. Not as traumatizing as you pretending they don't do it. And you stop over for a surprise visit and see dad walking around with a hard dick and an egg beater. So make a call first and understand that they do stuff.
Realize,
That's
recognize.
Right.
Yeah.
Get it in your head.
And now, Mr. Alex Carter.
A couple things. Number one, I was watching some Joe Rogan comedy clips online. And I realized that Joe Rogan is to comedy what Corey Feldman is to music. Not good. Not good.
Really?
Oh, man. This comedy just makes like tears start rolling down your face unintentionally. You're like, this is so bad. I can't even believe.
His stand-up specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've seen him live before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it live in my face. I'm like, I had to see it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, whew, man, this is like open mic stuff here.
Wow.
Is Joe still doing stand-up?
He had a special that came out last year. Then everyone universally was like, man, this guy really fucking sucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they always trash him because he wears these little button-up shirts, but because of his sort of stature, he can't seem to get one, despite being a billionaire at this point. He can't seem to get one tailored that doesn't like come down to. He looks like a girl wearing a guy's dress shirt, like after a hookup.
Yeah.
He looks like a little kid that put daddy's XL t-shirt on. Like, look at me, I'm daddy. You know, it's like
I got daddy's boots on.
Swimming around in a shirt.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen Joe Rogan in a while. As I sit here and think, I thought he was funny the first time I seen him, but this was years ago. I think I know him more for a podcast now than stand-up.
Yeah. He still does it, though.
Okay. I'm going to have to go check it out, and I'm going to have to confirm what you're saying.
Some of those very early ones, and granted, I was a much younger guy then, but I remember liking them. It was totally perfect for me at the time of like just a weed smoking loser, basically, you know?
It really speaks to you.
Oh, I mean, everything he did, I was like, this guy's a genius.
Whiskey and tags. Don't forget that.
Yeah. You have some other ones for us?
Oh, yeah. Second one. This is a realization as well, I will say.
I like this.
You guys been watching Love Island?
Hell yes.
Oh, man. I love Love Island. I've been watching these shows for years, these crazy reality dating shows. And this season of Love Island, everyone is super horny. The show is very horny. Like, they're just like devouring each other all the time. And I'm watching this and I'm like, I think we're about 2 seasons away from one of the challenges being a who can jerk someone off the fastest. I think that's going to be like part of the show sooner than you think.
Right.
They just keep amping it up where you're like, wow, you're really going for it on this show.
Do they ever cut to like the night vision and the covers,
Of
like
course.
moving around
Yeah,
and
of
stuff?
course, yeah.
Those are always my favorite from like the real world. And
Yep,
shit.
you hear their little mics you hear in the middle of the night. And you see the fucking blanket going up and down. You're like, God damn.
You see it.
These
bobbing
horny
up
young
and down.
people know no bounds. God bless them.
Yeah.
And you only have to think, like, what are the dads thinking? I mean, for the most part,
That's what I think half the time too. Like I get like you know I have an adult daughter. I have 2 adult children at this point, and like you're roughly that age. And you're like, I mean, I get it. They got to live their life. You know,
Right.
This is part of everything. But
Do you have
to go
see
on
it?
TV and like throw it, like just be
Yeah.
like, man, you're a giant whore on TV, like for maybe $2,000 or something. Like I guess that's something.
Watch your daughter give someone head in a jacuzzi on TV. Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah. On Netflix, yeah. That's my little girl.
Yeah, I think they need to change the name from Love Island to just Let's Do It Island.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
Pretty
sure.
much. There's no
Smash
love involved.
Island.
Yeah.
Smash Island. There you go. If they did come out with a Smash Island, the whole goal would be who can get who first pregnant.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And all they doing is just taking test after test after test.
Yeah. And then you have to take all the tests to figure out who the dad is, because apparently everyone's sleeping with basically everyone, isn't it, in these shows?
Yeah, I mean, by the end, it gets very messy and crazy. I mean, it's great TV. I mean, I'm only like halfway through. I'm behind. I mean, but I love it. I mean, I watched 4 episodes yesterday. Like, it's so dumb, but you're like, this is really
What was-
scratching an itch.
What was the last challenge you seen?
They did the one where it was like the lumberjack one where they like climbed a tree
Oh,
and then they
gotcha. Yep, they
cut
had
a
to cut it
log, and
down.
then of course it's all
You are way behind.
I know.
Wow.
Well, it's on every day.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either when I started. I'm like, I watched like 15 episodes. I'm still like 20 behind.
Oh, wow.
My girls got me watching that, and they got me watching on a very sneaky way. I'm downstairs, just kind of minding my business, playing on my phone or something. They come down there and they start watching a show on the TV, and every once in a while something happens. You kind of look up like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
What are they doing? I see titties and I see some kissing, and before you know it, I start watching it with them. Like, oh, you got me.
Then he pulls down his reader glasses. What we got going on? What we got going on?
Someone say titties.
Yes, I've been watching it on a regular rate. I thought I was behind. They tell me I'm only behind by 2 episodes.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
watch 2 episodes, then I start watching it with everybody else. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
I gotta get caught up.
But-
yeah, is there like a... So I'm assuming, are people getting eliminated from the island as time goes on?
Yeah.
And are they eliminated via these like physical type challenges and shit? Or
No, it's different stuff. The last one I saw, America chose and voted. There, like people could watch and vote, so people were getting voted for different things. And, Or wait, no, you vote. They voted on some other stuff, but basically, everyone has to couple up. But there's always an odd person out, so then you gotta like it's kind of like a little sexual musical chairs type scenario.
So if you're left out, you're out.
You got to go.
Out.
Wow.
So it's very interesting. But it's interesting as Love Island is, and as much as people love it, it would never, ever, ever compete to anybody that grew up in the 90s and watched the original Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
We were discussing this pre-podcast.
The best.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one episode where a girl like a turd like slipped loose.
Yes.
Yeah, she like accidentally shit somehow.
Yeah, they're all standing all lined up at the end when he had to like make his little like handing roses or whatever the fuck.
I think he puts clocks. Yeah, he puts
Yeah,
the clocks
right.
on the girls. Yeah, yeah.
And some fucking girl dropped a Duke right out of the bottom of her dress.
I'd rather you be blowing a guy. Don't do that. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah. I wish I could remember if he eliminated her right away or not, or if he was more like accidents happen, you know.
He did not eliminate her. I remember that episode.
She eliminated,
Yeah.
but she was not eliminated.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of show that, man, the prize at the end of it, Flavor Flav, I mean, he is not a prize by any means, but yet still all those women acting like he was the most handsomest guy in the world. And it's like every woman on there should have an Oscar.
Yeah, he's like a 52-year-old dude that had spent the last decade smoking crack.
Yeah. He was like
Not a great looking
115
guy,
pounds. Yeah.
not like
5'2", 115 pounds.
Michael B. Jordan was not the prize.
No.
Cracked out Flavor Flav was.
Right.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. How many seasons did they do of that show? 2 or 3? Wasn't even one season. There were several.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah,
brought it back.
it was
I know
a
that-
lot.
Yeah, because I think they did the same for Rock of Love, which was Bret Hart, or no, not Bret. What was his name?
Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels.
Bret Michaels. Yeah,
I shouldn't know that.
yeah. The guy from Poison. Yeah, he was always an interesting one too, because like basically no matter what they were doing, whether or not they were in like a pool, like in bed, he always had that bandana on.
Always.
Which I'm
Always.
assuming is because his hairline is like way the fuck.
Gonzo.
Yeah, I mean it's just gone, like its hair stapled into a bandana,
Yeah.
like a wig glued in, you know. But I just loved like there was never a shot of him without it.
No.
You're just like, come on.
Well, you
Gust
know
of
what?
wind or
Stand
something.
corrected. They did have one shot of him without it.
Oh shit.
One. And I tell you what, it caught me off guard. They didn't have it on because I think it was in like the second or third, whatever season it was. Because people was probably saying the same thing, like, "Dude, you never take it off. You never take it off."
Yeah.
Well, he took it off one time. He Donald Trumped it, where he
Oh, yeah.
had
Oh,
it
yeah.
all foofed and everything.
You're like,
else.
there's a bunch of hair there, I guess, but like something is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
So it looked kind of normal. Yeah, I have to go online and Google it, but
Yeah.
he had it off one time, and not even for the whole episode, but he had it off.
Wow.
And then he had it back on the rest of the thing, but he just had to
Yeah.
show everybody.
Took it off, and
ratings
then he
plummeted.
lost all of his powers and started shrinking. It's like, put the bandana back on.
Wasting away. Yeah, I mean, I remember years and years ago when I first got into comedy, I went on a few dates with a comedian. I won't name her, but I remember I took my glasses off one time. I think we were like gonna kiss or something, and she was like, "Oh."
A wince.
Yeah, she was like,
a wince.
She was like, put the glasses back on. I was like, damn. Yeah.
That was always the move growing up right there. If you were ever like interested in a girl, or girl was kind of interested in you and she wore glasses, she'd be like, "Hey, take your glasses off." She took them off, like, "Yeah, I'm in there."
Pop those glasses
You
off.
take them. But if she don't take them off, she was like, "Yeah, move on."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Nothing's
not-
coming off here.
Yeah, nothing. Not even the glasses. Yeah, we might as well stop.
Well, and as we all remember, taking off the glasses was basically how you went from ugly duckling to incredibly hot chick in all
right.
90s and early 2000s movies.
That's how you knew. Yep.
It would be a clearly incredibly good-looking person just with her hair up and glasses, and then they'd make her over, and it would just be like,
Glasses off.
and the hair comes down, and everyone's like,
Damn.
Yeah.
whoa, cars crashing, like looking at her and shit.
That all started from
My ride's here.
that all started from the original Superman though.
Yeah, exactly.
Superman was so crazy. It's like nobody could tell that was Superman just because he had on a pair of glasses. They weren't even thick or big. They were just small black glasses.
Yeah. They weren't like
Giant,
Coke bottle.
handsome guy.
Yeah, same voice and everything. I always felt that way about Batman too, where it was just like if Alex put on a cowl, like that little Batman thing,
Yeah, I'd be like-
even if he tried to change, he'd be like, let her go.
Hey, quit fucking around with those people over there.
I would see his lower half of his face, and I'd be like, it's got to be. I mean,
Shut up, AJ. I mean, citizen.
Yeah. I'd be his Robin. You know?
Yeah. All right, you can be Robin.
Yeah.
All right, it's me. Yeah, you can be Robin.
You know what? Unless you guys tell me different, I think we were on our way to having our first black Batman.
Oh.
Because they were changing a lot of different things where, different things of minorities and different like culture acceptance. I mean, we had the Black Mermaid,
Right.
and then we had like a Hispanic Spider-Man or something like that. So it was only a matter of time before we had the Dark Knight really be a Dark Knight.
The Darkest Night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like Trump got in there. It's like, no more DEI. Cut that shit out.
No.
Like, no way. We don't stop.
Yeah. I can see like Idris Elba being a great black Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that?
Idris Elba.
You got to tell me the character name. Black people only know people by character name.
He was in The Wire. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He's,
In The Wire, his name was shoot, I know he got, spoiler alert, he got like shot by those dudes like at the end or whatever.
Yeah, let me.
Shit, I can't even remember their freaking name. I know
He's
one.
a British guy, but he does a lot of American
He's
accents.
in The Office.
Yeah, he's in
Was
The
it
Office.
Stringer Bell? Who was
Stringer Bell.
Yeah.
You own it. You won, Stringer Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who the dudes?
Toll was yelling at the
Yes.
telephone at that.
Man, who was the dude that Omar? Omar.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Michael K. Williams.
Yeah, Omar.
Yeah.
Yep, and then the Muslim dude. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen The Wire, shame on you that you had to wait this long, get spoiled. But
20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave is a huge fan of The Wire. He's been trying to talk me into it for a long time. I haven't seen it yet.
you haven't watched it?
No, we weren't like an HBO family really at that time because I was still a pretty young guy. So I've now watched The Sopranos finally.
Did you say you're not an HBO guy?
I wasn't an HBO guy then. Like we didn't have it at my house, basically. Now, I mean, HBO is probably my go-to platform.
HBO was my thing because that was the only show back in the day that they show like any sexy type stuff. Like
Yeah.
later, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Showtime had its Skinemax things or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
or Cinemax or whichever one. But HBO was the one like after a certain time, every program they had on after that was solely about sex. No matter if it was Dream On, where it was always about him
Oh,
having
yeah.
sex, or
Right.
That's a
either
great
those sex shows. I forget the name of it, like Real
Taxi
Sex,
Real
Cab
Sex.
Taxi
Confession.
Cab Confession.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taxi Cab Confession.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Down,
God.
you name it. Everything was about sex on HBO.
Yeah, I remember whacking off to Taxi Cab Confession, which is hilarious because it's just people like
Someone-
telling stories
yeah.
about sex.
Oh, your story's so good.
You got to get it where you can get it.
Yeah, just hearing someone else describe sex, not knowing exactly how it worked, and being like, "Whoa,
You're like, this is tremendous.
yeah, I'm gonna be in a taxi cab telling my story someday." Someday. Now it'd be Uber confessions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yes. There we go. Lyft confessions.
Yeah.
A little trashier in the Lyft
Yeah.
confessions.
Yeah, I feel like Cinemax was always kind of interesting stuff where it'd always be those like Emmanuel After Dark. You ever see those like at the Family Video and shit?
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of a brunette lady. I feel like
Going
we've
on
talked about-
adventures in Europe, getting boned all over the place.
Yeah. It was like porno that they could put not in the porno section.
It was classy.
Yeah.
The real classy stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what they're doing now with these love shows, though. That's like network like soft porn.
Oh, yeah.
Because all they like most of the challenges to go back to Love Island because that's the hottest show.
Thank you.
It's all about them kissing and humping and licking and shirts
Yeah,
off.
it's like
and
how many
bikinis.
different ways can we have them simulate sex without having sex?
Right.
Right.
And having naked bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody's out.
Yeah, because they're pretty much perpetually in like bikinis
all
and
the time.
Oh, yeah.
swim trunks, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen some clips. I saw a great clip where because is this the first season ever of Love
No,
Island?
there's been
Oh,
so
okay.
many.
I think it must be the recent one because it came up recent, but it was a girl trying to explain to a guy that she had children.
Oh, yes.
And he was like, "Oh,
She's like, I'm a mom.
yeah, I'm a mom." He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like a mamacita?" Like, and she's like, "No, like like a mom."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Of like a dog?" Or he could not wrap his head around. And he was like, "A real life human child?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Yes." Yeah.
And
I was like, a couple brainiacs here.
And you on this show?
Yeah.
My mother would never.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Here's a great idea. If any producer of any television shows out there listening, make a show with old people. I ain't talking about like granny. I'm talking about mature people that got like self-esteem, like in their 40s.
Yeah, they got their own money.
Got their own
They're a little
money.
beat up, you know.
Oh, it's going to be a completely different show.
Well, they did The Golden Bachelor, which is a version of that.
No, The Bachelor. See, The Bachelor is a little bit more highbrow than
Kinda
Love
sexual.
Island. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it is. It's a worse show. But
You want to see like a middle-aged freak-off show.
Yes, I want to see the middle-aged people who
That's
don't,
what I'm here for.
Who don't give a
Two
damn.
signups right here. Yeah.
Don't give a damn. They walking around in one pieces and everything. Dudes walking around in t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shirts off.
Yeah. Shirt on in the pool. Yeah.
Exactly.
Them getting drunk as hell.
Wearing a shirt that says "Who farted?"
Yeah.
She's like, "You're hilarious. I want to hook up with you." Like, yes, I want to see that.
The guys just all over like fighting over the barbecue, and the ladies are just like reading on their iPads.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about each other.
It's time to recouple. It's like,
Oh fuck! I don't know.
Yeah. I'm tired. Yeah. I would watch that. That would be almost more intriguing to me.
It would.
Because I feel like when you're
Yeah.
young like that, you're just expected to be having sex and having fun.
And it's just young, hot, horny people. You
Yeah.
know? Of course.
Take some of these older stallions out to pasture.
One
you know?
one divorce minimum, one child minimum,
Yes.
40 and up.
Yeah.
No, that'll take away from the fun. You got to have somebody on there with at least 4 or 5 kids.
Well, yeah, I'm saying
yeah.
one minimum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Minimum.
1 minute. They got to have a kid. Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you saying one minimum to the sense of
No,
they have
no.
one. If you have
Yeah.
more than one, you out.
No,
No,
you
no.
have, you
Yes.
have to have,
You gotta
at,
have
least
at least
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
The more, the better.
Everyone's just outside like, it's fucking hot out here. Let's go inside and watch TV.
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes people just show up at the place like, who is that? Oh, that's my boy Trevor. He just showed here.
Yeah.
It's like, he saw the last episode.
What's up?
He didn't like the way you was treating his mama. Like, why you treat my mama like that? Oh man, we got drama outside the villa.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to do it like in Key West or something like that. Like someplace, I feel like Florida in general is a place where old people go to like sow their old wild oats.
Yeah, like
you know?
Jacksonville or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
They're looking
Not
to turn
Miami.
up.
That's too hot.
No, that's too young, too hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that, like Palm Beach or something.
That would be a good show. Man, I'm telling you, I want
I'd
credit.
fund that.
I will watch that.
Middle-aged island. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Instead of Love Island, be like, you all right, Island.
Yeah.
You all right.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't say I love you no more. It's like, we doing this.
right. They cut to the night vision cam of the bedroom.
It's a bunch of CPAP machines.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got one dude up there cutting his toenails.
Yeah. Everybody's got those nose strips on for sleep. And I'm tired.
Bedtime's at like
Yeah.
9:30.
My neck hurts. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel, do you feel like your sex has increased in quality as you've gotten older because of simply the wisdom and knowledge of sex, your experience level?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely say my partners have increased because I went from 0 to 1.
There we go.
So that has changed. 'Cause back in
100%.
the day,
100% growth right there.
Yeah.
I was down to myself. So
Yeah.
that's a great improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wondered with like actually down to even the technique, where sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I better at sex now than because I feel like when I was younger, I was more enthusiastic,
Enthusiasm goes a long way, but
Now it's like,
wisdom really
I have to
carries the day.
shower. Yeah.
I think sex is pretty much like sports, though. I mean, because just think, when you were younger, you definitely could do more things and more agile and everything else.
Right.
Then the more experience you gain, then you got that happy medium where you got the
Play
ability
smarter,
to
not
do it.
harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now that you're older, it's like, I know what spot I got to get in to get where I need to get. I don't need
Right.
to do all that jumping around and holding and picking people up. Like,
Right.
that's too much.
Yeah.
I know what I need to do.
You don't have to do the one where you're holding her upside down. You know what I mean?
Standing up.
The
yeah.
standing
The
69.
standing 69, of course. Yeah.
That's a young man's game.
That's a show. That's a show pony move right there.
See, the older man's like, we can just lay down and do the same thing. You know that, right? I'm not trying to impress you. Why am I
Yeah.
holding you up? I already
Yeah.
did my workout this morning. I
Yeah,
don't need to
exactly.
do another workout.
Yeah. I forgot about the standing 69.
Oh, don't forget about that one.
I've never done that.
I don't believe I
I think there's been
have
like
no memory of
a
that.
few attempts on
a
my
few attempts, and you gave her a DDT.
Yeah, exactly.
Standing 69 gone wrong, turned DDT, pile drived her right into the fucking floor.
That would ruin the mood.
Whoa, you okay? Oh no,
Cut to
brain
her
injury.
in a neck brace at the hospital. Me wheeling her out in a wheelchair. When you're young, it's like you want to try though, because you're like, this is what's going to unlock that next echelon of sex,
You got to try it.
and then you realize really it's really only like 4 or 5 positions that kind of rock, and then everything else is like whatever.
You got it.
It's all window dressing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's just like the older you get, the more experience you get, and you don't need that youth. But when you're young, you got to try everything because you don't have the experience. But it's the happy medium that you have to find. I'm past the happy medium, by the way.
Of course.
What do you think the happy medium is of youth with experience? when it comes to sex?
That's like when you're in your early 30s.
Yeah.
Your body hasn't completely broken down, but you got a little smarter.
Yeah.
There's a nice little window there in your mid 30s.
Mid 30s? I can
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you played your cards right.
You have some patience at that point, maybe a little bit more endurance, I feel. Yeah, a little bit of wisdom on your side, but your dick still works, so that's a plus. You know what I mean? You're virile still. I'm speaking not for myself, but for, people of that age bracket.
This is all theoretical.
I hit my sexual athletic prime at 17 and a half years old, I would say.
I would like to interview some old people and find out some stuff that I need to prepare myself for later on. Because I got this thing that, the older you get, supposedly your dick's supposed to stop working or something like that.
That's what
I hear.
That's what I hear.
But I can't believe
That's
it.
what I hear, too.
That's all you hear
In my own head.
on Facebook.
And I mean, I know they got pills out there for you and everything else, but it's like, man, what kind of... I would imagine it's the same way that a woman would feel if, she doesn't have tits or maybe having a period. Or, I don't know. You know how you don't feel...
Shyla, comment.
Only because it's like that's how you establish yourself as a man, or that's how you establish yourself as a woman. So when you don't have it,
Right.
now all of a sudden you feel like, I know you got pills and you can get surgeries and shit, but it's like,
Right.
how do you deal with that, like psychologically? Like, damn, I am kind of done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when does that happen? You know what I mean? I know it might be different for different people, but when is the age that it starts kicking off? Like 60s, 65?
That's my guess.
30s in some cases.
30s? Oh, okay. Because I surpassed that, so I'm good.
No.
I'm on easy street.
Yeah, I don't know how many commercials I've seen, probably a million, as I'm sure you have, of hymns, ads for hymns, and it's like boner pills and shit. And they're targeted to like seemingly 30-year-olds, and it's like, if you're taking boner pills at 30, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a sustainable situation.
Yeah.
That's like a last, when you should be done fucking, but you're like, I'd like to a little bit more. I'm 68 years old. And you're like, all right, so you take some pills, but not
Right.
if you're 30 and you're popping boner pills and shit. Like on the reg, not just, that's seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. You have to wonder. Yeah, because I'm young enough to sort of be, obviously, I'm in my 30s. I know that you definitely will hear stories of guys who have like basically blown out the tires on their own dick by like by just like watching porn nonstop,
Right.
because
Really?
because I basically grew up with the internet, so that unfettered access to porn. There was definitely times where my dick didn't work. I'm not gonna lie to
Really?
you. Oh, for sure.
Wow.
I regret saying that on a podcast, honestly. But yeah, because I think it's
Just went to the well too many times.
yeah, I think you get so used to like doing it a certain way, and you can do it to yourself so perfectly that way that regular sex isn't the same thing. It's a different sensation in a lot of ways. It should be a better sensation, but yeah.
I think they tried to make a movie about that with John Love Hewitt. The one
John
dude
Love Hewitt?
from Third Rock from the Sun guy.
John Lithgow?
John
Yeah,
Lithgow,
that dude.
yeah, John Lithgow.
Yeah, they did it where I don't think they did it right.
I'm trying to imagine John Love Hewitt right now. He has big tits.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude from Third Rock from the Sun. You know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Classic actor.
that dude. I think they tried to do a show that kind of
A broken
that.
penis show?
No, I don't know that. I wish I was better with names, but it was something about him being addicted to porn.
Right.
And then he was like dating a girl. She found out about it, and then it was the whole thing of how he reacted and all
Oh,
this
you're
other
talking about
stuff.
Joseph Gordon.
Yes, I know. I'm like, John Lithgow?
Don John. I think it's like Don John.
Yes,
is the movie.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yes.
yeah.
so once
I
I
know
explained
people
it.
like that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
even people who've been on this podcast, as a matter of fact, who are like in that 4 to 5 times a day whacking out, like even older than me and stuff. Which, when I was a very young guy, for sure, I could hit those numbers. But-
5 a day.
Oh yeah, 4 or 5 a day. When I was like 15, 16,
Oh,
really
wow.
young.
Taking her out for a spin.
Yeah. But I can even say that because I've quit pornography almost entirely at this point. And that helped my penis a ton.
Congrats.
Got your penis out of the repo.
Yeah,
It's back.
it got towed.
You
Got towed away by porn.
Yeah,
got porn,
Got it out.
porn sobriety going on.
yeah.
Congrats.
I'm clean. No, it's I've looked at. I'll peep at it a couple times. And Instagram is borderline porn, depending on.
Yeah.
We've already touched on my algorithm.
It's right up there with Love Island for sure.
Yeah, but everything's trying to make you horny. It seems like down to like fucking Carl's Jr. ads and shit. But I think it is fixable. But there's guys I know that are like hopelessly addicted to pornography.
Wow.
When I knew it was the worst for me is when I would look at it just to look at it. Like not even
It's like you're reading the news. You're like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
being like, oh, let's see what Alexis Texas is up to. check her feed out.
Looks like she's doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah,
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Oh, she got into gardening, I guess. That's cool. But yeah, it's a really, and I think it's pretty specific to my generation because of just that
Access.
internet access.
Yeah.
Your whole, and then like
When your young brain's getting
Yeah.
wired up for all that shit, that's got to be a whole.
because smartphones hit when I was in high school, so people started getting them. But yeah, little did we know how crazy.
Wow.
Thinking of even being in high school and still having basically like flip phones and shit for a while. Thinking of being able to watch porn on it, I wouldn't be able to wrap my head around that, even as someone growing up with it. I would have always been like, no, that's for the family computer. That's where you do that.
Turn the speakers down.
That's right.
Make sure the printer isn't on.
Yeah, I remember porn when it was coming out. Man, I guess it had to be, the 90s, late 90s maybe.
Yeah.
But for me, we had the old school computer. And so even pulling up a picture of a naked woman took time because it was still on dial-up.
Like,
it wasn't with the wireless internet. Yes, it took forever just to download. By the time it got down to the end, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Somebody's coming in the house. It's
Yeah.
like, I got to turn it off, and it took just as long to close
Yeah.
up. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Trying to X out. Yeah.
Then the pop-ups would all start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the pop-ups? Oh, Jesus.
All the viruses your computer would get from going to the websites.
But the killing part about it, even when you go to close it out,
Yeah.
you close it off and the screen goes off and everything else, but the computer still was asking you a question like, are you sure you want to close it down? So you turn the screen off, and when somebody else turns the screen on, it's still there with the question asked, do you still want to turn it off?
right.
The picture's right behind it.
The little box right behind it and the gigantic tits picture, right? You're like, oh, man.
Are you sure you want to close? Yeah.
Being a little hasty here.
Yeah. Or you have it like the picture on the screen too long and you turn off the monitor and it's still like burned into the fucking screen, like the heat signature is still there. Yeah. Now it's too easy. Now, I mean, I guess did you have to do that like with your kids? Did you have like blockers on their phones and shit or?
No, we were free fall.
Nice.
I know my
kind of dad.
my boy had his run in, which the thing about it, I don't think I was a really great parent when it came to like blocking and checking stuff off and everything else. Only because I think I was that free myself. Right. I didn't really think about, well, I got to limit their screen time and I got to make sure to block this so they don't see it and so on and so forth. Because it was still kind of new to me where I was going in looking at it. I didn't even think about trying to. Yeah, trying to take it away from my kids. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they were exposed to some stuff that they probably shouldn't have been exposed to, and my wife was probably, on top of it more than I was. But man, my boy, I'm pretty sure was looking at porn.
Yeah, nowadays you can probably look it up on those fucking calculators and stuff, the TI-83s or whatever. Those like fancy calculus calculators.
Has Pornhub on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Internet access. Looking up porn on a Palm Pilot. I guess that's what smartphones kind of became. But man, I remember when, like, a few classes we would get Palm Pilots for the class, and I was like, ain't nothing gonna beat this. Yeah. They were just so cool.
I'm like a scientist or a businessman
Yeah.
now. I can do anything.
with the little stylus.
Yeah.
Just one of those
man.
things that didn't really stick around, I guess. Got absorbed by other technologies.
Yeah, technology, something else.
Speaking of technology, I don't know if you two heard, Chuck E. Cheese famous for the franchise of Child Casinos, has now expanded to an adult-targeted arcade bar called Chuck's Arcade. You hear about this? This is a true story. Chuck's will feature all the classic games like Galaga and Mortal Kombat, where adults can win tickets and cash in on stellar prizes, just like the real Chuck E. Cheese. But they'll sell beer and shit.
So what are these prizes?
Funny enough, you bring that up, Danny. I wrote down some prize ideas right here. 1 month of no child support. Transfer your OWI to any person of your choosing. And reduction of sentence on a weapons charge.
Oh man, there'd be people in there fucking doing the claw. You can grab out. You're like, come on, no child support.
Yeah.
Pulling it out, and drop.
Yeah. Come on, EBT card. Come on.
If you're talking about adult Chuck E. Cheese,
This is true, though. Chuck's Arcade is a real thing. They've already opened like 10 of them.
if so, that brings a whole new definition to skeet ball.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Skeet.
And I guess they're going to have the band there still, too. But I hope they make it play like Cardi B and stuff like that, you know? But it's still like the big bird with the tights and the bear with the accordion. And
Oh, man.
Rack City, bitch. Rack City.
The killer part is, who asked for that?
I know.
Are people really asking for that, or is that just something they trying to
The
extend their
barcade
brand?
is definitely a big thing still right now. Like
a barcade?
a barcade, I think is what they call them.
Yeah.
Like Up Down. You ever been over there in the East Village? It's actually cool. It's like a local spot, but they even Up Down.
I haven't been there in a minute. I need to go to Up Down.
It's fun. Even as like a non-drinker, it's a lot of fun.
Basically, all the arcade games we played as kids, all with a bar,
Yep.
pinball,
Yep.
all sorts of shit.
Yeah, basically every like of those stand-up arcade games
So
with the joystick.
right in the middle of it, they probably got Miss Pac-Man. That was the hottest game
Oh
when I
yeah,
was growing up.
the sit down one like they had at Pizza Hut.
Yep. Yeah, where it's like the table is the game screen basically. One person on
It was
each
top
side.
technology in 1983. I can
We'll have
tell
to
you
take
that much.
Danny to a little field trip with you. Take you to Up Down. You'd be surprised. It's a lot of fun.
I tell you what, I remember growing up playing video games, and me and my brother got in big trouble one time because my dad used to keep change underneath his mattress. That was his piggy bank. He come home, got change in his pocket, just throw it underneath. Well, one day me and my brother was looking for nudie magazines, and we just so happened to run across his change. And back then, a quarter was like holy, like, ooh.
Oh,
Because you take a quarter, you can go play Miss Pac-Man and all the Mario Brothers, like the old school Mario Brothers where you had to turn over the turtles and stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We took it downstairs to the next door, like our liquor store that was right next to our house. Man, by the time he got done, I'm pretty sure we spent $30 worth of quarters.
Oh shit! Just having the time of your life.
It was
just
it-
lining up the quarters on the machine.
It was-
We got this.
It was no silver underneath that bed when it was done. We got an ass whooping, believe me.
You're like 5 nickels is 1 quarter. Get those two.
That definitely helped us out with math.
Yeah.
We figured stuff out real quick. And you know the killing part that we told him? We told him, and we told our mom, we was like, we found some money underneath the bed. He was like, you can't find money in your house. You know
Right.
that. That's somebody's money. But
Yeah, but we found it.
Yeah.
You're forgetting
We
that
thought it
part.
just like fell out of people's pockets
Yeah.
down underneath the mattress, you know?
Oh, yeah. We spent the hell out that money.
Yeah, I remember finding the first time I ever found a porno tape, it was my stepdad's. And it was one of those things where I feel like I had like a sonar for it where I was like, where would I hide a porno? And I opened up a few Tupperwares and went, totally inappropriate to like look through somebody's shit. Of
course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
We'd only been living with him for like 6 months. He wasn't even my stepdad technically yet. And I was like looking through, and then I found this tape, and then I watched it, but I couldn't remember where it left off at, like before, because I tried to figure out where to rewind it to so you wouldn't know. Yeah,
Smart.
couldn't remember, and I was just like, guess we'll go all the way to the beginning on this one. Stuck it back, but then I kept pulling it out, you know, over the weeks and months. I'm sure I burnt that tape up. Pretty good.
Pretty much, how much time and effort did you put into remembering exactly how things were?
Yeah.
You took it out so you can put it back, so it's like nobody would know
The perfect
that I was
crime.
in here. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Crime.
Yeah, and he had like a few magazines, and they were all. It was like it wasn't those major ones. It wasn't like Hustler or Playboy. It'd be like Twisties or like one of these like
Oh,
weird
God.
like off-brand ones, which always had the craziest shit in it. You know, it wasn't like classy looking ones.
You know, about the only time that I really pulled up magazines like Playboy and everything else is when they ever had those celebrities in there.
Oh.
Celebrities was always a time like, yeah, I got to see this.
Yeah.
It's just something about seeing a famous woman or whoever gain some notoriety all of a sudden naked.
Yeah.
Like I think one time they had, I think, did Monica Lewinsky ever do it? Or they offered her money or something
I don't
like
think she
that.
did.
But it was a bunch of different people. I know one was, of course, Pam Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was on
Well,
Baywatch or whatever else. And it was a couple of more. I think China, the wrestler, the big wrestling lady did it.
She did
then-
porn.
You got to buy that one.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things like, ooh, like, you know what would really make this great if I seen her naked. That's it.
Yeah,
No.
there's something about once you are famous, everyone does kind of want to see you
You're
naked.
like, all right, pop the top off. Come on.
Yeah.
Or really just maybe not even famous. I guess just any. Like if someone was like I have a Polaroid of me naked. Do you want to see it? I'd probably say yes. Like no matter what. I mean, other than a child, I guess. But
It's a good caveat.
Yeah. Good
But,
catch.
you know what I mean? Like just out of curiosity, I guess I'd just be like, all right,
True.
you know. If Alex was like, hey, can I send you a nude to vet it before I send it to my wife? I'd be like, yeah, yeah.
Good
That's a
to
good
know.
phrase.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I can give you creative direction
Yeah.
on it a little.
I don't like that angle, you know. And the
Yeah.
light, that's no good. The light's too warm. You got to cool it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Need some filters on there.
Too much contrast between the balls and the shaft.
This composition sucks.
When you get married, I mean, because how old are you, Danny?
50.
50. Okay, so you're really not much older than Alex. At your ages with marriage, I mean, are you still doing nudes at this point? Are you still taking the hog out and for the old wife?
You know, every once in a while, I'll be like, this will be a fun idea. And then I start trying to take a picture. I'm like, this was maybe the worst idea I've ever had. This is not. No one wants to see
I
this.
guess the camera removes 5 inches. What the fuck?
Come on, it's picture time.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever taken a picture.
Of your penis?
No. Or my dick. Either one of them.
Penis or dick?
No.
Damn.
Penis is when it's soft. Dick is when it's really yeah. Because nobody's like, hey, you want something?
Dick is the penis's alter ego.
Yeah.
It's like the Clark Kent of dicks.
Yeah, it throws the fucking cowl on and gets hard.
Penis has the glasses on.
Yeah.
No, nobody's going up saying, hey, you want some of this penis, girl? Huh?
Yeah.
You want this penis?
Ooh, yikes.
I'm gonna give you some penis tonight. As you walk in the door, put your hat on, your fedora on the hat rack. Honey, I got some penis for you.
Darling, I have some penis for you.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've never taken a picture of it. I don't know.
That's a shame.
I think most of the time I sit here and think I'm self-conscious to the sense of I don't think my wife really wants to see it, so I don't think she wants to like hold an image of it forever
Yeah.
and be burned just there.
Right.
I don't even think it crossed my mind. It just seems so odd to me.
Well, maybe give it a shot.
Tonight.
You know what? You talking me into it. I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I'm sure she'd be wowed by it, you know? She'd be like,
Check this out. She's like, yeah,
yeah.
there it is.
I've seen it.
I'm aware.
Remember this, sweetheart?
I think, in fact, here's the reason I probably never would take a picture, because a picture gives too much time for criticism.
Right.
Those things, like if you see it like in real life, it's like, well, you're seeing it for a second because now we're finna use it.
Yeah.
But if you got a picture, now you got time to critique.
That's exactly
it's
right.
Over. It's like,
Yeah.
Dick is like the Phantom of the Opera. It's just like sneaking around
Yeah.
the fucking scaffolding.
Yeah.
Oh, you might get a little there.
Yeah.
But you don't, picture you're like, well, damn, there it is, and now there it is.
I prefer my penis like Bigfoot, only to be seen kind of
Exactly.
like with motion blur. You know? Crossing a gully somewhere. What's your thought on
dick? I don't know.
what's your thought on penis pics? Shy?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, there we go.
There we go.
Unfortunately, you have a ton probably headed your way right now. People are going to track you
That's
down.
all they had to hear.
Yeah. Because I feel like, obviously not unsolicited, but if it's your significant other, that could be kind of nice. right?
Yeah.
So here's
Like, what do you think it would be a turn on for? I don't want you to have to speak for all women on this, but I do want you to speak for all women.
I've asked for videos before.
Whoa.
Okay, there we go.
That's actually
I like an action shot.
video might be
All
better,
right.
like you said, because video then it's like it's moving, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have
Just
enough time to
Don't shoot it in 4K, 60 frames a second.
720p.
Dial it down.
Light
Dial
it
it down. Yeah.
Down.
Some nice, warm,
Production.
gentle lighting.
Kind of grainy.
Yeah. Yeah. A nice film grain over it.
Definitely,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
little vignette.
Yeah.
so now to flip it, talking about dick pics. How many times have you guys received like a pussy pic?
A coochie shot.
Hey, you coochie.
Coochie.
Yeah. And if so,
Not
is it-
enough.
show me yours, I'll show you mine.
No, I feel like with almost all my girlfriends that we've always done that.
Really?
And it might be a younger generation thing.
It
but
must
I
be.
remember doing it with flip phones, like, and that'd be like 2 pixels. And you're just
Right.
like-
There it is.
you'd have to like hold it far enough away that you could make
Squint
out.
your eyes.
Yeah, kinda.
Shake it back and forth.
Yeah.
How special would it be if she got a portrait painting of her puss and then
I'd
gave
paint
to
it
you?
myself.
No, she got somebody else, a professional to do it.
Yeah.
And then she gifted it to you.
We go to J.C. Penney's and like get a photo shoot of her pussy.
The little background, the snowy window in the back. Just sitting there. I'm going to need 2 8x10s. I need 8 wallets. I need the deluxe package.
I got my girl's wallet in my wallet. That'd be crazy. Or like when people would put the picture of their kids or girlfriend like in the little speedometer thing. You just have a picture of your girlfriend's pussy.
That's what I'm working for every day right there.
My hands look like this, so her pussy can look like that.
Oh, that would be so hilarious if that really happened.
It's gonna happen.
You imagine how
ASAP.
those employees would feel if they were sitting there trying to take a picture and they going through all the basic routine stuff like, okay, look at the birdie, smile. Like, you know that's her vagina, right? It can't smile.
Makes all us smile, you know. That J.C. Penney shoot's gonna make me laugh all night. Shiloh, we have a surprise for you. We got you blocked off 2 hours at Sears to get full shoot. Yeah, that's too funny. Too goddamn funny. Yeah, yeah. I feel like me and my girlfriends always did it. And it was fun, you know, especially if we weren't able to see each other for a couple days. I guess a picture of the face would have been nice too. But
You can look at those on Facebook.
yeah, that's right. Pull up her MySpace for that.
Oh, MySpace. Remember that one right there, man. I like my MySpace back in the day.
We should delete all social media and bring back old school MySpace. We can rank all of our friends, make everyone
that
feel
was my
bad,
favorite part.
That was always the best right there.
put the song on.
I remember I used to get messages from friends if they were out of my top. Like if I get new people on MySpace, I'll make sure to put them on there. It's like, hey, I appreciate you as a friend, so I'm putting you in my top 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
But just the same way if somebody you ever unfriend somebody on Facebook, if you took them out your top 8, you get the message like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
Why am I not in your top 8?
I fell off. What's
Yeah.
up?
They question it. It was that serious.
Oh yeah, friendships were made and lost via that top 8. And some people, I think at some point you could make it only top 4 too.
Oh, really?
And then you were real picky, where it was like,
No, that was exclusive territory right there.
But
I don't really fuck with you like that. You know? That was basically what everyone was saying.
But did you ever take time out your top 8?
Oh yeah, no, I feel like Tom always was out of my top 8.
Really?
by the way.
Yeah, you got to make, you know, like, and,
Sorry,
I
Tom.
got to fit the real
Him
ones in
looking
there.
over his shoulder at the whiteboard or whatever.
His pussy out.
Yeah.
I always kept Tom in there because I was always fearful that he might try and delete my shit.
Right. You're gonna get a
I
message
didn't
from
know.
Tom being
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck,
What
man?"
the fuck, dude?
I made the app.
I made this whole
kidding me?
shit and you're taking me out?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And shout out to Tom. It seems like he might be the only person who's ever created a social media platform that wasn't a complete asshole. You know?
Yep. He made his money, cashed out, and is probably living in Fiji or something right now.
Yeah, I think he's just like truly retired.
I wonder what he is doing.
I'm saying they should do a Where Are They Now?
Yeah, where'd Tom go?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Like this dude was on everybody's page in the 90s.
Mark Zuckerberg probably had him murdered.
I mean, that picture of Tom is probably.
That's an internet icon.
Yeah, I would say that's like a Mona Lisa level, iconic photo.
That's a part of history.
That'll be in the Louvre someday. That fucking picture of Tom.
Fucking super low resolution.
Yeah. I can like see it in my head.
Oh yeah, it's burned in everyone's head.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most famous photos ever for this generation.
Yep, I would agree.
That's an NFT somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to go to the pharmacy today because I'm getting old. I don't know if you guys know this.
That's what I heard.
Just shared I'm 50.
Mm-hmm.
When you going to turn 50?
About 6 months.
6 months? You're making me do math. When is that? Like December?
January, whenever that is.
He's a New Year baby.
You're in January? Hey, I'm in January too. We're both Capricorns.
Makes sense.
Pounded. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, I had to go to the doctor because I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And going to the pharmacy, I don't think those people are really that smart. They know how to like do pills and stuff, but they lack the basic social skills. And it happens. I talked to my daughter about it. She said the same thing happened. But the lady was giving me a prescription, just some pills that I had to take, 7-day pills or whatever.
Boner pills.
No, I have no problem in that department.
Yeah.
But
It was to stop boners. He's getting them all the time.
and so the lady did ask me, she was like, so have you ever taken this medication? I was like, no. She was like, do you know how to take it? And it's like, are you shitting me?
Yeah, shove it up my ass. What are we talking about here?
If you talking about pills, lady, I think everybody and their mom has taken a pill before. You put it in your mouth, you swallow water or do whatever you do. But it must be some people out there because they ask the question all the time. My daughter's like, yeah, they ask me the same thing. It's like, no shit. Somehow that is a thing that you have to ask people if they know what they need to do with pills.
Yeah, maybe like a lawsuit thing where they have to like legally make
Probably,
sure.
yeah. People are so goddamn dumb. They're like, now we have to legally tell you, put this in your mouth and swallow it, you dummy.
Because if not, they stick it in their nose and try to snort it or something.
Right.
Then they get sued.
Yeah, I'm getting pain pills because I broke my elbow, and I'm rubbing the pills on the elbow. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
All right, so you have to swallow the pill. That's how this all
So
works.
I guess you guys find that a little bit more common. I just found it like crazy as hell. That just didn't make sense to me. But I guess there are people out
No,
there.
it seems
like that.
pretty redundant for sure.
Yeah, a pill. What else do you do? Well, I guess you could stick it in your ass. I guess I never thought about that.
Suppository.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a suppository
I did. I tore my asshole one time.
on purpose?
Like Hulk Hogan ripping the shirt.
I am a real American.
Well, here's the killer part. How do you rip your ass accidentally?
I think I pushed too hard. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Crack the ring.
Yeah, I blew an O-ring
too much
out.
fiber.
Yeah,
Too much fiber.
but yeah, no. The doctor actually told me that it was super common that there's a lot of people who kind of rush their poops, like they. And I think I was just one of those, maybe from like being a kid or something. But I would sit down and just go,
Fire it out.
Yeah,
Maximum
waste
velocity.
no time. Where some people are more kind of leisurely about it.
Let it roll out, you know?
Yeah, let it
What
come
the
to
hell
you.
do you? What are you in a rush to do?
I don't know. I think I was just ready to
Get it out.
Yeah,
Get that
I got to
shit
poop,
out.
so let's go. Go time. You know, no hesitation, no fear.
All force.
Yes,
Maximum force.
blunt force trauma
to the butthole.
to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, so you can't really do anything for it other than it's like a little pill. They give you a little box of gloves, and it's like these little white kind of feels like they're made of lotion almost, or like
Yeah,
shampoo.
gelatin.
Yeah, and so they're like hard, but you can tell that they'll melt easy. And you take the glove, and then you go boop right into your own asshole.
And then what happens?
Then you come.
So hard.
And then some medicine shit happens. Who knows? No, but I think it just kind of like, melts in there and kind of helps heal it.
So it's like a glue.
It's like a chapstick for your asshole.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am learning so much.
Yeah. I had to do that.
You ever stick a glue stick in your ass?
No, I haven't. No,
No?
no need to.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, my butthole's tight.
Sure is.
I got that gorilla grip butthole.
Shiloh, is this pretty much exactly what you thought this podcast was going to be like tonight?
That's
Or
exactly how I wrote it.
Yep.
yeah, Shiloh wrote all this, by the way.
Yep.
Very dirty. Wow. Can I borrow your vape, Alex?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh.
Get it.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes, anything like that, Danny?
No, it never was my thing. I had uncles and everything else. Like I tried to smoke cigars because you feel cool and you feel old when you smoke a cigar. You're sophisticated and elegant.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't like it.
Yeah.
Even just to smoke, like burning my eyes, or I didn't even know how to smoke. I don't know how to smoke and look cool. How about that?
Yeah. I still don't look cool, really. See?
No, that was pretty badass right there.
All right. I got something.
My brother got into vape and smoking and stuff. In fact, he does all those fancy tricks.
Oh,
With
he's
the vape.
he's a vape lord
Yeah,
then.
he like does these circle things. Like, how in the world do you make a circle out of smoke in your mouth? Like, what kind of skills does that take right there?
Oh,
Yeah, I think I could never do it.
No, he had like real circles. Like they look like a real one.
like
I
a
don't know
ring
how
that
he
goes
does it.
shooting across
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, those
but
dudes will like make a giant.
Why didn't you tell us your brother was so cool?
Yeah, right.
You should have had him on instead of me.
Yeah,
Let's do
that's
this.
right. Have a vape demonstration.
Yeah, you know what? I have him send me one. I send it to you guys via text because he was showing me. Like, I didn't even know he smoked. We grew up in the same house. It's like smoking wasn't a thing for us. My parents didn't smoke, so my uncles did, but it's still, you kind of, I think, did your parents smoke?
My dad did, yeah, for a long time.
Did yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like something that you see, you kind of model, and it's like you want to do it. So none of my parents smoked, so it caught me off guard that he did it. But he was really good at it, where he was blowing these rings and doing these tricks. And it's like, why are you doing it? And who taught you how to do it? He's like, oh, just, do it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have him send me something. It's pretty cool.
I mean, I feel like a classic move as an older guy is to start smoking the Black and Milds. You know what I mean? Those cigars.
Oh, I
with,
know
like,
what they
the-
are.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of older cats I'll see around town. They got like the cigar.
Yeah, that is
kinda
like an
in their
older
mouth.
person. Like men and women will all of a sudden they're just smoking those things, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
If I do smoke, I think I'm gonna go straight old school. I'm gonna go with the pipe,
there
like
you
the
go.
Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes pipe that
Hell
goes
yeah.
down and up and look really, really old and pull my readers down. It's like, here, sir.
what is Alexis Texas up to now?
Yeah. Alexis, Texas. I love that all my porn star references are like the people who were popular in 2005. It's like Gianna Michaels.
That's back in your heyday.
Yeah.
I remember Debbie Does Dallas for some reason. Like that must have been like a big porn name.
That was a
big thing
sensation
that
in
was-
the 80s.
Is that what it
You heard about it. You never saw it, but
No,
you heard it
never
was
seen
out
it.
there. Yeah, Debbie
So-
Does Dallas.
Yeah. So she must have like fucked everybody in Dallas, apparently.
Something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it was that or she was dressed as like a Dallas cheerleader, maybe.
Oh.
We'll do some recon on it.
We'll get back to you on
Guess
that.
what they have on Netflix? It is the Dallas cheerleaders, like
I saw that.
whatever show. My wife was watching it the
Like
other
a reality
day.
show of the cheerleaders?
Yeah, it's the behind the scenes
Like a
of
documentary.
like all the stress they go through, and I guess it's like grandfather or grandmother down or whatever. Like their moms was a cheerleader, and then their daughters get a chance to do it, and it's just like
nepotism.
it's so crazy. Like all the
Yeah.
girls are pretty, and it's like I couldn't judge one of them contests if you paid me $1 million. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know the different techniques, and they all look like they were doing the same thing to me, but apparently they doing something wrong because they're getting cut. Like sports is easy. Like either you can tackle, or you can't tackle. Either you fast, or you slow. But with cheerleading, it's like you kick your leg up about the same height, but she kicked up a couple inches higher. So it's like,
There you go.
what?
Well,
I don't understand it.
Have you ever seen the movie Bring It On? It's about cheerleaders. I've seen it more times than I'd like to
I
admit.
think that's a TV. Oh, the movie.
The movie,
They got
yeah.
a show too. I know what you're talking about. The black people against white people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, cheerleader. Version.
Yeah.
It's a race war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With cheerleading.
With skirts.
Yeah. But in that, I remember they'd go through that whole selection process, and at least in that movie, which is what I'm basing all of this off of,
Fair.
it was very much like the commitment part of it, where like you had to be bright and smiling, and you have to have the joie de vivre,
Yeah. Gotta have the pep.
the pep. Yeah, it's not just the technique.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like stand up. You got to have a little swag on you.
Okay. I didn't
She have an
know
open
that.
mic for cheerleading.
I'll host it.
Some old creep is hosting a tryout for cheerleaders or something at a bar basement. I don't know.
These stapling posters to light poles around town with the little pole tabs. Chicks only.
Chicks only.
Yeah, and I'll have to watch that documentary because I know, at least in my lifetime, the Cowboys cheerleaders were always seen as like the elite squad.
They are, yeah.
Of the cheerleaders. Because I feel like you don't hear shit about any other NFL cheerleader team.
None of them, no. I mean, they don't carry the same brand as that. I mean, they definitely have cheerleaders for other teams, but none are the Dallas cheerleaders.
I guess NFL cheerleaders get paid like nothing.
Yeah, they don't.
Like they get like $60,000 a year, something crazy.
Well, they said the price on this documentary. I think they get paid like $500 a game.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
wild.
it's
where you're like,
really,
whoa,
really low.
like
Right, pre-tax.
Yeah, $500 a game.
yeah.
It might have been $800, but I think of $500 for some
That's
reason.
like
That's
stand-up
crazy.
money.
Yeah.
That's
Paying them in beer tickets.
Yeah, wow.
All right, girls, go get yourself a couple beers when you're done.
That's crazy. But I guess nowadays, because you see it even with like the ring girls the UFC will use and stuff, it's almost that they can parlay that into the other content that they create.
But I feel like
They have an
NFL cheerleaders
OnlyFans or
can't,
whatever.
though.
They can't.
Yeah, like they're locked in. Like they can't do like OnlyFans or have a show or.
Well,
Some bullshit.
Well, just so happens, spoiler alert for anybody that's going to watch the show.
Oh,
So my wife was watching it. It was this episode that this girl was really, really good, and they were going to pick her, or they was telling her like, "Hey, we want you there in the training camp, but we seeing some very like sketchy stuff on your social media." And she's like, "Oh, okay," and she kept doing it, and then it was like, "Yeah, you got to go," and they cut her because of her social media.
damn.
And it wasn't like she was like out there doing OnlyFans. It was because she was doing like sexy stuff, and it's just like that's not the image you want to put out there. That we're all
We
about
saw
sex.
your Sears photo shoot. You gotta go.
Sorry,
That
Shiloh.
ain't gonna fly.
Good callback. I love that.
Shiloh, you're cut.
Yeah, so they get rid of them if you're not portraying, I guess, what a Dallas cheerleader is supposed to represent.
The wholesome
Yeah,
image of a Dallas cheerleader.
Whatever that
Yeah,
means.
them short skirts and tits hanging
yeah,
out.
right. Yeah, right. Yeah, their ass hanging out,
Yeah.
fucking flying around, doing shit.
Yeah. It was pretty big like in my high school. Like all the cool popular girls were the cheerleaders. It was very much like a movie in that way. The
I
most
think that-
popular guy was the quarterback.
That's like that at every high school, though.
Is it?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think
That's the way high school works.
the popular kids do chess or anything like that.
At my school, they would.
What school did you go to again?
Boone High. Yeah. No. I don't
When
think
you said Boone, I thought about that liquor. Like, ain't it some Boone's Farm or something?
Oh
like
yeah.
that?
I drank Boone's Farm in Boone before.
Probably a fair amount.
Yeah. Pretty good amount. Couple wine coolers as well.
Little peach apple.
Yeah. Yeah. Boone's Farm is like wine, I think, isn't it?
I mean, sure.
I remember it because the name alone, it made me laugh when you said Boone because that's the first thing I thought about.
Yeah.
Boone's Farm.
Right up there with Mad Dog 2020, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mad Dog 2020 is classic.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the great. Oh, it's so gross, but if you want to be like cool in my neighborhood, you got to drink it. You have to drink it.
That was
Yeah.
my go. That was my go-to in my original drinking days. Get a couple of those. Ugh.
I don't think I've
So
ever even
gross.
had a sip of one. I always loved the colors of them though. Like there'd be some bright, neon blue.
Hawaiian
color.
blue. That's
yeah.
where it was at.
Yeah. Now my era was very much like original recipe for Loco. You ever had one of those, Danny?
For Loco?
Yeah.
I recognize the name. I think, is that an energy drink?
It was a mixture of both.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a
Was it?
hard liquor energy drink that came in this big can. And the original run of it, which I would guess was like around 2010, 11, at least when it was real popular, people were drinking them and like dying because it was like a
What?
speedball. It was a bunch of booze, but then also a ton of caffeine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think I've told this story before, but I saw a guy in Ames beer bong, like 2 of them, bang, bang, right to back, tons of them. And then just like walked off into the dark and like never came back.
Like
Never
a
saw him
soldier to
again.
war.
Yeah. Just never saw him again. I was like, damn.
That was badass.
Yeah. I mean, because they were, did you ever try Four Loko, Shyla? But you know what I'm talking about, right? They were like
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. I mean, you get
Damn.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
they had to change the formula because they were like, this shit's killing people.
Yeah, people were like for real having like heart attacks, like young people and shit.
Damn. No.
So I do that, and then this was when I was trying to get a little street cred up. I would show up to parties with the brown paper bag with the old English 40 in it.
I've seen a couple of videos. I know what's up.
Yeah.
Old
I watched
English
Menace
so
to
bad.
Society
Yeah.
a couple times.
I got ladies in the living room getting it on.
And there was something kind of fun about, especially being young, like just having the big glass bottle with the beer in it. It sucks by like halfway through it's warm and it's like
yes.
that's all your backwash.
Yeah, halfway through, it's like about 83 degrees and
Yeah.
flat, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. I gotta keep drinking
Yeah.
it. It's the only thing I brought.
I remember that was like the true test of friendship right there when you shared your 40 with
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
You didn't want to, but you did because like I wanted to say we cool because you don't share. Then it's like
Yeah.
you're not cool and like ugh. That was.
I just got the
gross.
140. All right.
You can have a little.
And that was before the water falling. Like nowadays, if you want to share a drink, you got to tilt your head back and pour it in and out. Back then, like you might as well just kiss me, dude.
Yeah.
You just drink off the same goddamn bottle, and we passing it back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it even with like the kids now, my friends who raise kids and stuff. I'm like, they are being absolutely raised, at least all the kids I see raised differently in a way of like, even down to germ stuff like that, where we'd just be let out into the street during the summer and like come back when the street lights come on kind of shit, You're eating mud, bugs.
I still remember drinking from the water hose. Like nowadays, you got like bottled water, spring water, tap water, all this other kind of stuff.
Sparkling water.
Yeah, nowadays, man, like drinking out of water hose, you taste all that metal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Metal. It's
Taste the hot plastic flavor.
Yeah.
the grass still in there a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, everything.
Got a little wang to it for sure.
Yeah,
And
now
it
it's
was
got a
just
bunch of
fun.
nitrates in it too.
Plus, back when we were going to school, like now kids like go to school with a giant water bottle, and they have
Yeah.
the water bottle all day. Shit, all we had was a fountain. And you had to haul ass in between class to get in line for that fountain. Hope the fucking kid isn't slobbering all over in front of you. Like, God damn
Yeah.
it. You're taking too long. Come on.
Kid who
Betty-
puts his mouth like all the way
Oh,
over
yeah.
the top
Oh,
of it.
yes.
Or,
Oh, yes.
or better yet, somebody threw up in the fountain.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh,
Yep.
you got to be kidding me. They threw up in it. And you know what? When they threw up in it, you still need water. You know what you did? I closed my eyes and just drink it. I can't look at it while I'm drinking it.
I can't look
but
at
I
the
was-
little bits of onion like still in the grate or whatever. Like, oh. Yeah.
I got to drink this water. That's all I got.
And, like you could watch the water coming out of the spigot and it has like that dried toothpaste looking
Yeah,
shit all
yeah, it
over the
has a
top.
bunch
And
of-
it's green.
Yeah, it's all green and white. And you're
And
like,
you still drink it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, as fast as you could.
and never mind if you like, at least when I played football, they had like a water fountain outdoors. It was like a campsite type water fountain, which basically had all of worse than even the indoor one with the jizz all over it and shit. The outdoor one, it's like people could have pissed on this. Like who knows?
Yeah.
But if you're sweaty and hot enough,
You drink it.
you're gonna drink it.
And it was mainly just a hose plugged up to like a pipe that somebody's dad just drilled some holes in each side.
Yeah, a bunch of water
yeah.
shooting out of it.
Yeah. Those are the best ones.
Great.
Like, dude, I'm pretty sure that pipe is made out of lead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we
Lead and
finna die.
asbestos.
Yeah.
And you know what happened to that pole during after football season? It sat outside with the sled and all the other shit until next season where they plugged it in and never cleaned it and just turned it on. Rust comes out to begin with.
Family of mice spent the winter in there.
Yeah.
No problem.
Shitting in it.
And you drinking out of it.
And Danny, and I, we played football since we're the same age. Like, I'm sure it was the same for you, like high school football and stuff. In the summertime when you're practicing, they were like, you can get one drink, you fucking baby.
Yeah.
And he'd run over to that terrible thing shooting water. That makes you, what are you, a pussy? I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to become dehydrated and go into heat stroke. Like, no, one drink.
I will say that is probably the most positive thing that has probably. I'm surprised more people didn't die.
I know.
Around me and Alex age because they denied us a water all the time. I remember we went a whole practice with no water, and it was supposed to make you tough because you can stay not hydrated. I guess I don't know how that makes me tough.
I know.
Yeah.
You think I'm a camel or something out here? I just sweated out like 18 pounds, and they make you run all the time, and it's like, who wants water? And somebody said they want water, you look at them like, oh, you pussy. Don't say that.
Right. Now nobody gets water. Yeah. It's like drill instructor
crazy.
shit. Yeah.
And then somebody came along. They was like, and then it was always hot. Did you guys have 2 days too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, we could have been dead.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So dead. It's like nowadays.
All right, we need to get 5 hours of practice in. It's 98 degrees out, and we may give you water if you're a pussy.
Right.
No water.
We're going to run you to death.
But we're putting you on C team if we give you water.
And nowadays they give kids like water breaks like every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, like almost constantly because they realize the danger. You know what? When it really changed, when that one guy, I think anyway, the one guy for basketball, Loyola Marymount, I think his name was Hank. He ended up, Gathers, yeah. He ended up passing out and dying on court. Now, granted, it didn't have nothing to do with water, but people start taking the health of athletes more serious other than they're just machines and they can go out there and do fine and nothing needs to happen. Like, dude, you guys better start taking care of these dudes.
Yeah, that's like when you hear about the old boxers where they'd be like, oh, yeah, they fight 45 times a year, 12 rounds, you know what I mean? Like those like the Rocky Marciano type guys who had like 100 fights, like professional. That's not even counting their amateur career. It's like, yeah, it's not really a surprise a lot of those guys didn't have a great time later in life. Right. You know what I mean?
And not only that, I don't think
like full pudding brain.
Back then, they didn't have all the cushion. They literally just had a leather glove to cover up their hands so their knuckles don't get cut, but no cushion in between them. You just taking straight knuckles.
I was watching a show yesterday and they were talking about basically kind of what we're talking about, like, but it was like how like sports from like 100 years ago, like when a lot of them started and stuff. And I guess for like the first like 50 years of baseball, they had no gloves or nothing.
Wow.
But they were still playing the same game, and like people are getting like their hands broken trying to catch balls and getting hit by balls. And they said if anyone ever tried to wear any sort of glove, people in the crowd would be like, pussy, like making fun of them and stuff. And like, God damn. And like football players died all the time because they're just destroying each other.
Wow.
Because they didn't have any protection. Hockey players didn't wear helmets weren't part of the game in NHL until like 79.
Wow.
I remember there was some guys
taking a puck like right to the temple.
Yeah.
There were some guys that I knew from college, like older coaches or whatever. And I mean, weird thing is when people tell you like I was born in 1950, damn you old. But it was this old coach that we had, and we jokingly said, "Oh, you played when they didn't have face masks." He's like, "Yeah, you're right. I did play when they didn't have face masks," and his face showed it. Yeah. When I say his nose, like I know black people supposed to have big noses. Don't be racist, but anyway, his nose literally stretched all the way across his face. And
had a couple twists and turns to it.
Oh, it was so messed up because he probably took so many shots to the face. He's like old white guy, but it's like, man, his nose was jacked.
Wow.
Because they played with no helmets. And believe it or not, yeah, we're old enough to know somebody that was around that played with no helmets, at least like back when I was in high school anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you see some like MMA guys whose noses are like clearly have been pieced back together over the years. Yeah. Like there's no real bridge anymore. It's just it goes this way and then that way and it's just flattened out and you're like, damn, that can't be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, guys that have like no cartilage left, so they can just smush their whole nose like
Yeah.
flat to their
Yep.
face because it's just been
Blown up.
blown up. Yeah, going from no helmet or like a helmet, basically a ski cap, that
Yeah.
you're wearing out
Yeah.
for football practice, to like Patrick Mahomes' giant, like 2 heads could fit inside of his helmet.
Yeah, got a helmet, face mask,
Yeah.
visor.
Yeah.
The only thing probably more dangerous than them not wearing any helmets, there was a time where they start putting like helmets on, but they still didn't do a face thing. They
Yeah.
put a plastic something in front of it. It wasn't even metal. It was just a piece of plastic. Like, dude, that thing's going to get destroyed and go right into your
Yes.
face.
Yep.
And I think they got
Shrapnel.
rid of them. But I remember seeing a dude wearing like a plastic like face guard, like just plastic. Like, this looks crazy.
Right.
Now it does, but back then it was probably normal. But
Yeah.
sports has definitely changed.
Yeah. Because pads must have had to come around, like, even for high school, you had like the big, like Road Warrior
Mhm.
WWF pads.
Yeah.
Yep, the bigger the better.
But now they're
Yeah.
small though. It's crazy.
Oh, they made them small?
Yeah. Like across the board, like shoulder pads are so small. But yeah, when we played, they were like, they were the
Huge.
big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take them off, you was like, who are you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm your offensive lineman. You don't recognize me. I look like 8 sizes bigger.
Yeah.
But I wish I'd have had smaller pads when I was in college.
Yeah.
Because now it's all about speed.
Yeah.
Like if I get enough protection to cover up my shoulders, where if I catch a helmet or whatever, it's not going to bust my shoulder up. But I still want to be able to move fast and flip around. So yeah, I had some big macho looking shoulder pads too, because that makes you look tough. But
Yeah.
I took the smaller ones and picked up a little bit more speed if I could. But
Yeah, because you actually played like D1 college football, right?
yeah, I played for UNI.
Yeah.
That's why I hate Iowa. Ugh.
Oh.
I played against Iowa. We were always that warm up game that most of the D1 big power teams would play against, and we played against Tim DeWhite. Was
Oh, shit.
there, and it was Hayden Fry was still there, and he had to stand up tight end and all that kind of stuff they used to do. And I can't remember the running backs. I want to say the running back was maybe Banks, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
And I think I was before the Clark kid. But anyway,
Yeah.
we played there at Iowa with against those guys, and I remember being on the field. We were playing. We were pumped. The first quarter, we was like, "We finna get this. We finna win this game."
Where was it at?
It
At
was
Iowa?
At Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't play.
Yeah, that
we
could play in
couldn't
the
play anywhere
dome.
else. Yeah.
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 And so by the time we got to the fourth quarter, the attitude had changed. But that first quarter, we were into. It was like
Yeah.
kicking butt.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. And then I remember that our players would just say shitty shit. Like, man, y'all shit. Y'all don't belong here. Like, ugh. I hate you. I hate your
Yeah.
coach. I hate your parents. I don't even know. Ugh. It was just a shit talk. And ain't nothing worse than being shit talked and you can't do anything about it because they're right. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
You're kicking our ass, man.
Yeah.
But that still don't make me hate you any less.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like Iowa just for that simple fact. Iowa State, I'm cool with. And we played against Iowa State when the one dude was up for the Heisman, the 2000.
Oh, Troy Davis.
Yeah, we played when he was there. I think I tackled him once.
Yeah.
That's right. I stopped him for that yard. He's not getting 2001. He got 2000, but not that one. I stopped you for that one.
You play middle linebacker, I think, or something?
Yeah. So yeah, we had a chance to play against those guys, and man, I think years later, we did beat Iowa State.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Sure
it
did.
It was a good little team. And normally, the way some of those D1 schools, subdivision D1 schools, are made up is of those players that don't make the cut at the D1 program. So they have to take a step back in so many words. Just like Randy Moss. We played against Randy Moss when he was over at the Thunder and Herd, Marshall.
Oh yeah.
Where he got moved up.
Yeah.
Because he was at Florida State, Notre Dame, and all the other stuff. He had to take a step back, and he played at Marshall, and we played against them in some playoff or something like that. So I remember watching ESPN, and I seen my arm. I was like, hey, there's my arm. As he runs by.
Danny reaching and tripping.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All
Yeah,
good
like at
times.
that time, 'cause, I mean, a guy like Randy Moss, are you already seeing kind of the writing on the walls of like there are super elite guys that were playing, like you could tell like almost a difference? Because to me, to my eye, you're a big, pretty, like scary guy, Danny. You know what I mean? Like as a linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was not naive. I mean, put it this way: I didn't feel I was a superstar, but I felt like I was a good player by all means.
Well, you're a D1 football player. That means you got to be pretty fucking
Yeah.
good. But then, they give.
Yeah, you definitely tell when there are people better, especially in some of the positions that they're just playing better and they just are who they are. So he was definitely one of those people that
You could see a difference.
At the time, I couldn't see it because he was my rival, and you supposed to think, "Oh, you shit, fuck you."
Yeah, you ain't
But
shit.
now, after the fact and looking back, like, yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
But at the
that
time-
Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
pretty good.
But but at the time, you can't give him credit. It's like you don't want to give him that mental edge. You go in there thinking they that good, you already lost.
Right.
So you got to think worst of them and like, oh, I can kick your ass and I can do this. It's like
Bitch ass Randy Moss.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's the mentality you have to take until, like I said, then you get a chance.
About the
to
fourth quarter
reflect.
rolls around, you're like,
Yeah. Because I was never talented at any sports to even consider trying to go even to a collegiate level, even like a DMAC. I wouldn't have probably been able to play there for any kind of
No, you
sport.
give yourself more credit. You can play there.
Maybe baseball at DMAC for a little, one semester. But yeah, I mean, if you're like a legit D1 athlete, I just was curious because you hear like the Tom Brady story of he was like a really late draft pick and things like that. Where can you tell, or does everyone kind of seem about the same and just
I think most of it is just about opportunity. That's about it. I mean, you can probably take most. I wouldn't say all. You can probably take most athletes that play D1 and put on the right team and put it with the right staff and situation. Anybody can shine.
Yeah.
And there's some that even without those different, criteria met, they're still going to shine.
yeah.
But there's some that just in the right place at the right time with the right coaching staff that was great. Because guess what? When they got to the NFL, now you could tell it's not really all that great because it didn't work out for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it, to the sense of those players that, are really good, it was because circumstances, everything else that happened. The ones that go to the NFL and continue on, those are the superstars. And guess what? It could be the same thing. They get in the right place, right time with the right staff, and it all works out.
Yeah, there's lots of college guys. Like Tim Tebow is one of those guys that like lit up the world in college and then got to the NFL and basically busted out, like just couldn't hang. But like right coach, right situation, especially in college, you can go a long way. But
Oh, without a doubt. You can think of a number of them. Like, who's the football king, Johnny Manziel or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was killing it. Everybody wanted to piece
Oh,
of him, and he
yeah.
was like awesome. It's like he got there and just fizzled.
did you ever? I saw a documentary on him, and the whole thing I took from it, and it was pretty wild. And he said it himself. He's basically like, I was a frat bro that was really fucking good at football, and I didn't really fucking care about football. But I was so good that I just went through all of them, and he partied his balls off, broke all sorts of NCAA violations, got in all sorts of trouble, barely made it pro, got tossed there. But he's like, I don't even fucking care about football. He really didn't.
That's crazy.
But he had that much talent that he's like, I can
Right.
fucking do this. I just don't really care or want to.
And imagine
I'm gonna
if
go
he did
party with my
focus.
friends.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because like why I was asking you about all that is like I went to school and played sports with guys who like within our school even I was like I don't see how this guy doesn't make it to the MLB or the NFL because of like physicality or whatever, where I was just a very like middle of the road kind of body style, didn't have any like extra stuff that would make me an apex athlete or something, And a lot of those guys, some of them went on to play college for a bit, or it was like a D2 school. And I'm like, God, like how competitive must it be to like actually get even to the NFL or whatever? Never mind be a standout in the NFL. I'm like, Jesus, you have to be really, really talented.
I think some of it is. I think a lot of it is just attitude. Sometimes you just got to have that attitude, because there's guys that have the clear talent and the ability.
Yeah.
They just don't have the attitude. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Then there's some that give a lot of shits. Like, I always think about that Steelers dude who bench press like a house and squat like a truck. And he was a middle linebacker. I think he wore 99. And he always had clips on where he was just like always lifting heavy shit. Harris. Last name was Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and his attitude was killer. And he wasn't a big guy. He was
Yeah.
only like 6'1", 300 pounds or something like that. And when I say not a big guy, but I mean to the NFL standards, not a big guy. But he was dominant because his attitude. He didn't give it. It's almost like the Marshawn Lynch guy.
Mm-hmm.
Marshawn Lynch, he's not a physical like specimen. Like he's just a huge dude like a Christian Okoye or like LeBron James. Like these big dudes, just physically just incredible. His attitude. He was like, I remember he was on the interview. He said, "You know what makes me run so hard? Every time I get the ball, I'm trying to run through your motherfucking face. And you know what I'm going to do next time I get the ball? I'm going to run through your motherfucking face. After a while, you know what you're going to do? You're going to get out the way because you tired of me running through your motherfucking face." And that was his attitude. Like, damn, do you really want to play against somebody like that who don't give a shit?
Yeah.
Right.
And like that, he wasn't the biggest, most physical, specimen, but his attitude took him over the top.
Yeah.
He was crazy.
Yeah, I remember there was this kid in football named Tyler that we played with, and he was one of those guys that I think he had like a little bit of a tough childhood, and so he had a lot of aggression. And the coaches, like if you did something wrong or did something bad, they would do these drills, I'm sure you did too, where you'd have to like lay basically back of head to back of head and then get up as fast as you can and like try to blast past him. I remember one time I fucked up and had to do that with him. And yeah. I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this shit.
Let's get your shit rocked.
Yeah, but like that was like a mentality thing where he was just a guy who wasn't even, he was like my height, but I think he played like D-line or something, just crazy because he just had so much like, tenacity.
Water boy
I
style.
guess.
Water boy style,
yeah.
like insane
Yeah.
energy.
And that probably explains like that Tom Brady thing too, of like a guy who stats wise didn't stand out at all, which is why he went late in the draft, but had like tenacity or like the mind for the sport or whatever.
He's like, I'm finna prove you wrong. I'm finna kick your ass every time.
Yeah.
Almost like Lawrence Taylor. Now, he had some physical ability, but even watching them old clips where he was like yelling on the sideline, "You better hope I don't never get back in there. I'm going to kick your ass." Like, God damn, are you that angry?
But to be fair, he was pretty coked up.
Yeah. That helps. Yeah.
He legitimately was.
I think you're good at
was
football.
nuts.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Because I think even to this day, they're allowed to do
LT.
like those popper type things, right? Like the sniffing salts. I think they're allowed to do that for football,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
Like to wake them up or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like weightlifters will do them where you like sniff them and it just
Yeah.
gives you like a head rush sort of thing.
Have you guys ever done one? What does it smell like? What is that?
People got into it on the internet last year. Something I think you can buy them like on Amazon.
What
now.
is
Yeah.
it?
It's some sort of chemical.
It's like amyl nitrate or something like that.
But everyone
Like
like
a mix of ammonia and some other strong, potent smell?
I remember when I was living in Ames and I was partying at Iowa State, but not going there. I dropped out.
just there strictly partying.
Yeah, I was partying. I lived in town, partying at the
Hey,
dorm.
Dave, you
I
should,
live at the university. Oh, what class are you taking? Oh, I'm strictly partying.
Yeah,
Okay.
general studies.
hey, AJ, you should go home. We got finals this week. I do not.
Yeah. I got to work at Fighting Burrito, actually. But I tried some of those like poppers there because they had them. They were just passing around. It was like a little weird brown jar that you just screwed the top off, and it just had some kind of liquid or whatever, and it would just make you like kind of a head rush, and then your whole face and head would feel real warm, and it would last like maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah, sort of like, full come up, kind of come down. But it was not hallucinations or anything like that. Just more,
Feel a little loopy.
yeah, kind of loopy and like, hot-headed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. 15 minutes. I thought it was just like a quick, like 10-second
That
rush.
might be a little bit of a
Well-
maybe
Oh.
like 5 or 10.
But that's not smelling salts though. That's like poppers.
okay.
There's a difference.
I guess it was
I don't know the difference, but
I don't know, dude.
smelling
I
salts.
had a
if you
great night regardless.
If you catch a whiff of smelling salts, it's like getting hit in the face almost. It's like bam.
Okay.
Have you smelled one before?
No,
Uh,
I've seen a lot of internet videos of people saying, "Let's try it out," and they all do it, and they're like, "Ah."
Yeah, it seems like it must be super intense. The poppers were intense, but yeah, it must be different for sure then. Because I don't think they're doing poppers and then like lifting weights or whatever.
with a warm head.
Yeah.
"Ugh."
But yeah, we'll get some sniffing salts and do them on the podcast sometime.
There we go.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I will say, talking about lifting weights and everything else, it's been like a string of videos, or at least it was. Like, it'd be some female lifters. I haven't seen many dudes doing it, but they'd be lifting some really heavy weight. Then they just piss like down their leg. Just piss on the floor, and they get the weight up, and they're super pumped, like, yeah, I did it. But you pissed all over the floor. Did nobody notice that you pissed over the floor? You don't care that much?
Huh.
You need to work on your technique a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you not seen those videos?
Yeah, I feel like
okay.
I have. Yeah,
I would say if not, I would show them to you.
Yeah.
He's
He's going to show it to us regardless.
he has a few bookmarks.
Yeah. I always love getting videos from Dannie. It'll be a girl on one of those roller coaster cams with like a titty coming out. Like it's 11:30 at night. I'm like, what? Dannie must have a gig for us. Just another titty video, or like one of those breastfeeding videos.
I just want to share what I see. I want to share.
Yeah.
Now, the videos I keep seeing every once in a while is the crazy Zach videos that show you like crazy stuff you're supposed to do. The last one I sent you, AJ, was about if you ever fall into a bear exhibit at the zoo or some kind of gorilla,
like how to
exhibit.
survive.
Yeah, how to survive. First, you make yourself big, don't run, and if it's like, dude, who's falling in a bear or ape exhibit and then trying to survive?
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm crying and pleading for someone to get me out of there.
The ghost of Harambe is taking you out. It's all over.
I am going to get into the fetal position and wait for help. That is what I'm doing. I'm not making myself bigger or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Zach. I at first I thought they were real, but now I'm thinking like, oh, okay, they goofing.
Yeah.
They're just doing that. Like, yeah.
When you explained the volcano one to me, where it's like, what to do if you fall in a volcano, and I was like, there's nothing to be done.
Yeah, waits for death.
Even if you landed on a rock in there, it's like it's going to be 20,000 degrees.
But it did address that. It said you may scar up a little bit,
right?
So make sure to put your shirt over your
might
face.
Get a sunburn a little in there. That's crazy. Yeah, I want to see your algorithm sounds a lot better than mine, Danny.
Yeah, my you know the word you just
That's
said.
right.
That. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is crazy. Sometimes I just think some of the stuff I say when I go from watching kittens to like breastfeeding videos, it's just all over the place.
Real
It's
whiplash.
Yeah, it's just whatever I find interesting.
Yeah.
And fart videos. Fart videos are my favorite.
Of course.
A renaissance
timeless.
man.
I love the reaction. The reactions are hilarious to me because it's a fart. Everybody farts.
The fart is timeless.
The people that make me laugh the hardest are the black women. Because it'd be a white dude and he's folding his arms and they do extra stuff like kick their legs up or they fart and they stare at you in the face. And black people like, you nasty motherfucker. That's, you nasty motherfucker. That's guaranteed to come out their mouth. And most of the other people say, excuse me?
Yeah.
Or are you kidding me?
Right.
But like, you nasty motherfucker. And it's like I think they compete. It's like 3 different fart dudes. Like one dude, he doesn't fart on anybody. He's like a dude in New York, and he's always like just doing like he'd do a Michael Jackson spin, throw his hand up and fart. And then you got another thing this dude does. He would go up to people's dogs like, oh, that's a nice doggy. What kind of dog is it? And they'd tell him, oh, it's whatever, Terry. He's like, oh, cool. And he'd turn and he'd fart on the dog. And the people are literally stuck like, did that dude just fart in our dog's face? And like, and what do we do? The dog's not even mad. The
Dog's like, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So now that I like. Now that I like.
That's assault, brother.
It's the weirdest reaction. The people don't even know how to react. I don't even know how I reacted. Somebody came and farted on my dog. Like, I don't know. That dude has special kind of problems that I don't even want to get involved with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fart, and then the other people farting stores at Walmart. Like, those people at Walmart already got it tough. Why are you farting on them?
Right.
You're making it that much
Yeah, I don't
tougher
like when I
for
see people fucking with people in Walmart. It's like,
Yeah.
leave those guys alone.
them.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
They're already in Tasmanian devil pajama pants. All right? Leave them alone. Yeah. I definitely walked through some farts. You know, someone will like crop dust one, and I'll be in a store, and I'll go, yeah.
Oh, that happens. Oh, yeah. I go to the store in the
It's very
in the aisle
offensive.
looking for something. You're like, oh, I'm like, oh, God, I just walked into
A fart cloud.
a fucking fart cloud and it is dense.
Oh, One of the worst is when you're at the gym and somebody farts around you. You can't even move because you're not done with your set.
Right.
You're in your area. Like, you got to be kidding me.
It's that,
Somebody really
it's
just
that
fart
sweaty, humid air that's just holding it there too.
Yeah.
Oh.
on you. It just lingers.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can't do anything but be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who it is.
That helps you hit another rep though, because you're like, oh, motherfucker. Well, folks, we're gonna end it on farts as expected.
Solid.
We did our time. Yeah, No Sleep the podcast. At Dannie DANNIE .TEE on Instagram.
Yeah, I got an Instagram. All that
Danny's
stuff.
got an Instagram.
Hey, can I also plug one more thing?
Plug as many things as you want, Danny.
Well, I'll do that later. But as far as the show goes, hey, I got shy laugh. So, believe it or not, in 20-some years that I've done stand-up comedy, I have never hosted an open mic.
Oh my god!
But I would be hosting.
That seems impossible.
But it's true. I don't think people believe in my hosting skill as an open micer. So I will be hosting one of my first open mics this Thursday over at the Ridgemont. So if you're free, come on over, check it out.
Nice, and that's one where you can win a little money. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they giving away money to come over there and try your jokes out. So for sure, come check it out.
I could use a little cash infusion.
Yeah,
so.
come over and get it. Come get it. Yeah. And other than that, I'll be out and about doing comedy shit. I'm always at open mics. I'm really impressed how many open mics it is around town. So
Yeah,
Popping back up.
yeah.
we got seems like just about Monday through Friday right now. Monday
Yeah.
through Thursday.
So if you're interested, Monday, I think Iron X side.
Yeah.
Iron X.
Ironside Axe Club.
Yeah. And then Tuesdays, of course, it's Beechwood, and Zach started his one across the street.
Yeah, at the Crane Lofts. That's right.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, of course, is the station. And then Thursday, it's the Richmond. And I think Mel might have stopped doing her one up there in Ames. That was a tough one. So
Ames
yeah.
is tough in the summertime.
It's tough to drive 45 minutes for an open mic. You know what I'm saying?
that is true. But I remember back in the day, I used to drive like an hour and a half over to Cedar Rapids to do 5 minutes.
Penguins. World famous penguins.
That's the tenacity we're talking about. That's what makes you a pro.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, other than that, just
All right.
out here living
Perfect.
life.
Black Cat Ice Cream, Valley Junction. Check it out.
Check it out.
Alex and I did some moving today from the old location, and I did have this little note. I don't know if you both seen Goodfellas, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we were moving everything out, it made me think of that scene where it's like, and then what do? You light a match. Burn that shit to the ground.
You can't do this, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
You did this, fuck you, pay me.
That's right. But yeah, Black Cat Ice Cream, I said that. Shout out Shyla. She did all the writing tonight. Pretty good, folks. I'd say
Pretty
so.
good. Really, it's coming into her own on
Those
that.
some
Yeah.
good topics, Charlotte.
Yeah, very
Appreciate
good topics. Do girls like dick pics? Let's discuss.
Especially the Sears photo portraits. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
Sears photo pussy pics. Yeah, we didn't even get to Diddy or Drake's new abs. You see those?
I did.
Drake's an ab.
You got them installed.
Drake got like an ab surgery.
You can do that?
I guess so. It's like ab sculpting, I think. But he looks like one of those like Halloween 6-pack chest plates.
I would do that.
Yeah. But he fucked up and he like didn't do the arms and the in like the neck area.
Yeah.
So then it just looks truly like photoshopped abs onto a body.
Oh, that looks so stupid.
The body fat percentage like doesn't match the rest of the body.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Not-
dumb.
Doesn't check out.
Looks pretty wacky. Check that out, folks. Patreon.com/NoSleepDSM. Like and subscribe. Follow us on all the stuff. Thank you to Danny as a great co-host tonight, buddy. Good
Yeah.
work.
Thank you guys. I want to see Toll next time, though. I want to
Yes.
He'll be back.
Get in a
He'll
fight with Toll.
Yes.
never miss again.
Yes.
He'll never miss again.
That's that's like
I'm sure he's been going crazy all night.
the Capulets and the Montagues. That's like you and Toll, you know.
Back and forth.
That was a Romeo and Juliet reference, everybody. Yeah, fuck it. We'll save that for next time. All right. I've been AJ Simmons.
I've been Danny T.
And I've been Alex Carter.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Fucking AJ, Toll and Alex. They're fucking hilarious.
This is a certified hood classic. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.